The Olare of Koko community goes home traditionally, Okutsitse. According to the Ishekiri tradition, when the gong of the Olare is being sung from the great beyond, it implies that the chalk is broken. From dust he was created, to dust he had returned. For his soul to be accepted on the other realm, he has to be buried traditionally, or else his spirit will hover around. The Iweroko and Amere Ugogomeje families of Koko community has recently laid to rest their son, Barrister Aganbi, the former Olare of Koko community, who died on the 19th of March 2020 at the age of 99, in accordance with the traditional norms and values of the Shekiri people. The ceremony took place on the 17th to 19th December 2021 at Egbele family compound in Ajaolugbeti Warri North local government area of Delta State, which happens to be the quarter of our demised Olare. He was one of the 7 stocks Ugogomeje. The Ishekiri people have a very unique and defined traditional burial rite, a traditional heritage that had been practiced for so many years. The rites are performed for notable people such as kings, the oldest man in the community known as Olare, high chiefs, chiefs among others. This act is regarded as the final farewell for the dead to join his ancestors. The rite occurs between a day, including all night, and 3 days and even 7 days, and night and day times, depending on the status of the deceased. The burial ceremonies are always accompanied with cultural displays, dancing, drumming and singing, day and night, as well as provision of sufficient food, wine, drinks of all kinds, and kola nuts, as well as customized gifts in memory of the deceased, which are often shared to guests, friends, and well-wishers by the family of the deceased. It is expedient to note that for anyone to be buried in Ishekiri land, the family of the deceased have to get clearance from the oracle to ascertain if the deceased was either a witch or wizard or an evil fellow. If the individual possesses such tendencies, he or she would not be buried, but thrown to the evil forest called Igbele. In the case of Barrister Aganbi, it was an honor for the Egbele's family in Ajaolugbeti to bury their son in accordance to their tradition. After clearance from the oracle, his funeral rites was performed. Several canopies were mounted at the venue with different dance groups who graced the occasion to display various dancing steps. It was all funfair and celebration of culture. An effigy, which represents the dead person in a casket-like form, wrapped in expensive wrappers, beautiful cap, as if the body was inside, and decorated with long traditional beads and gold-plated swords, placed at the end corners of the model. The casket is usually curtained off from the audience in the canopy and only opened when the ceremony is underway. The Shekiris often call it Ulioku, which the family and others dance towards to pay respect and homage all through the night for 3 days. A massive picture of Barrister Aganbi was placed directly in front of the effigy. There is Ogbara, chosen by the family, who will be expected to sit on a chair by the corner, well dressed in traditional attire and long beard Oku with black hat to match, and also the family head Olare, who sits at the other end, both of them backing the Olioku. One special thing that is observed during such burials was the firing of cannon gunshots. The thundering sounds will shake the very foundation of the entire neighborhood. This is performed at the beginning of the ceremony. Guns are fired 3 times intermittently. Another unique aspect of the Shekiri traditional burial rites is that shortly after the gunshots, a warlike dance, Bukbere, will take place with the beating of drums, with singing solemn songs, which to a fast pace, and thereafter clanging of sticks as the dancers, men and women, in row up and down the arena. This kind of dance takes about 2 hours in the burial ceremony, and there was another round of dancing with the drums booming Agba and Iyogume. While the dancers displayed rhythmic dexterity, Ogono dancers came on board to add glamour to the ceremony by wriggling their waistlines to the delight and admiration of people in attendance. While the dance is going on, two men will approach the effigy with respect, pick the two swords at the front, and dance with it. This means that they are clearing the path of Barrister Aganbi to meet with his ancestors. Speaking on the essence of the traditional burial in Ishekiri land, Mr. Ajofodin Aboyowa Toa Kanvi Obriebieburu, Koko community has this to say.
We are doing the burial ceremony of our late Olare, the most elderly person in the community. Here is our cultural heritage. That's what we are doing now. This is the beginning of the burial ceremony. Then from now till on Sunday, all families, the ancestors, they will dress culturally, both women and men, to be here to finalize the burial ceremony.
Mr. Emmanuel Aganbi described the traditional burial rites as the final passage to join the ancestors.
I am Emmanuel Babatunde Oludewa Aganbi, the eldest son of Pa Stephen Edweshi Aganbi. Well, as the eldest man in the community, he reigned for a very short while. But by traditional right, he has to be buried like a king, being the eldest one in the community. That's why we are doing this now, to give him the honor as a king. He died at the age of 99. Then he was the eldest man in Koko.
Also speaking, Peter Edu, Mene of Egbele family, described the act as follows.
I'm from the Egbele family of Koko, where the late Olare belongs. And today, we are carrying out the traditional burial of the late Olare, Pa Stephen Edweshi Aganbi of blessed memory. The danger per se is that when there is a demise of an Olare, according to tradition, you have to carry out the traditional burial of the Olare. If not, if another Olare dies, his burial will not be done except this other one, except the first one that has died. So it is traditionally. So it's the culture of the Shekiris. It's the culture of the Shekiris.
David Olowo.
I'm David Olowo, but I'm Olugbeti, great grandson that owns this place. Oh, the man that we are celebrating today is Barrister Aganbi. This Barrister Aganbi is the man that makes us to proud today, because we have Nana family, and this family here, they are one. Egbele and Olomu, they are the same father and daughter. So, since they are like that, we are all the same in Koko here. But unfortunately, it comes that we are now. Previously, the Nana family, they are only person that is owning this elder, which is the eldest person in this Koko. But fortunately, Barrister Aganbi came out and become from this Olugbeti family and become the elder of Koko in general. which we are celebrating today.
Joseph Ebionaye also spoke on the traditional burial rites.
Look, Egbele, he born Asiki. Asiki born Popo. Popo born me. This is why I'm here today. In this community, yes. Look, now Okpara are there for years. Okpara, you know the meaning of Okpara, the head. Okpara of Orishela, we are Shekiri. This our senior man. This man is almost 99. He don't old and he died. So we want to do the burial. This is why I'm here.
On the first day of the traditional burial rites of Barrister Aganbi, the last son went to the sea to fetch water for the procession of the burial rites, while on the second day, sword was presented to him to clear his father's path to join his ancestors. Mr. Felix Aganbi, his last son, was overjoyed to play the role, bidding his father farewell and clearing his path to meet with his ancestors, which was an honor to him, he noted. As such, he underscored the importance of traditional burial and the role he played during the traditional burial, as well as the significance of the sword he was carrying.
Okpara for this occasion, the last son of the Olare. This is the war sword. That's to signify that my father is going to final resting place. Anything on the road, I'm supposed to cut it down. So I'm his gatekeeper to his final resting place. It's called the Okpa. After this dance group, the community boys come and lift this coffin. And it is adult to be noticed that my father's spirit is inside. So he will go to places that he loved going. So I being in the front will lead according to the coffin in various areas he goes to until he rests in the final place. That signifies the final act of the burial of the Olare.
It was an exciting 3 days of funfair, of farewell, as the Aganbi's family, friends, community, and well-wishers all partook on the various dances presented by the various dance groups.
dancing the dance just now. This is called Otoma Odokun. You buy your Suso Dokun. Warrior Kelewa, now warrior come. Naka Shuma, Laka Duke Odon, which is we beat masquerade, December festival masquerade. We did not kill ram, we did not kill goat, not kill fowl for him. Just for Christmas festival. And you get to Shaki Kache, Birawa, Toruge, Odon, Ujoto Wewe, Yoku Olaja, and Waga Jogbeni, Koko Niai, Ujo Konoe, Ujo Gonoe, Ujo Meji, Metanakajo, Nakajo Gelegba, Nakajo Gono. We dance Ogelegba, we dance Ogono. They normally not as Odoku, Siso Doku. We are from Wari, Iwere, Wari Kingdom. This dance today, you will see there's a different type of attires. The women normally tie cloth on the waist. After then, they tie it on the chest. Some people normally clap at church, but to join you clapper when they show you one can low back by wall clapper back by Nishakiri when they don't go no way. You just do and they walk to be Olare, Koko when they walk back to be okay. I greet you all Shakiri people. I greet you Nigeria as a whole.
Into what the Shekiri called Ogono dance. The Ogono dance is the kind of, if not the best kind of dance in Shekiri. It's a dance, it's a cultural dance that we use in promoting our culture, the Shekiri culture, the masquerade dance during the Christmas and festive period. So, like you rightly asked, some ladies are holding those sticks. Those sticks are known as pai pai. If you listen to those sticks, they are like tonigari. You know that they use to make it a band. They have their own unique sound as the band is going on. So those sticks are to add melodies to the drum as the drum is going and as the songs is going. The four men you saw come out to dance are called item in the Shekiri language. There are special dance used to entertain. Like as you see this burial now, I think is one of the most eldest men, the most elderly man in Koko. Is the one they are doing this burial now. So these are the kind of people that old 99 years that old, and they will go home to rest. These are the kind of people we bring those kind of items to display for. Those items don't just come out. They come out for elderly people that are old, that are really old.
Then on the third day, beautiful male and maidens representing each of the quarters, who were gorgeously dressed, sat during the burial rites of kids to honor their late Olare, as the family presented gin and kola nut to the maidens, as tradition demands. After this act, the effigy, known to be Barrister Aganbi's remains, was carried out, led by his last son, Mr. Felix Aganbi, dancing to some places his father usually visited while alive. This act is usually performed by the eldest son of the family, but when the eldest son is not so well disposed, he will delegate any of his male siblings to play the role. In the case of Barrister Aganbi, his last son led the effigy, representing the spirit of his late father, around the community to visit the places he usually visited when he was on earth. It was a good cultural heritage to watch, as young men and women from various quarters came out beautifully dressed to dance with the effigy being taken to its final resting place. Evidently, after dancing to various places in the community, the effigy was taken back to his quarters, which would be his final resting place. Traditionally, his spirit has now been accepted by the ancestors. What a lovely tradition. All those who bid Barrister S.C. Aganbi farewell were Martin Everett.
It was a worthy man, so he deserved what he's getting. No, he deserves what he's getting. And as for the family, he left large shoes and helped the family.
And Sir Prince Sonny Omacheye.
Stephen Aganbi is my father. A fantastic person when he was alive. Very close to my father, Prince Stephen Omacheye. And all Aganbi family and Omacheye family, they are one. And we've always been one for a very long time. The pity is gone, of his life. May he rest in peace. My advice to them is that they should make sure that they keep Papa's legacy. Papa is a good Christian, you know. So they should follow Papa's footsteps.
Which I get to tell the people, all of them is alright, everything is okay, they're fine. No fight, no problem, everything is okay, alright like that.
The dances continued thereafter.